Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next installment of my whole collection project pan. I have a few things rolling out in this update, so I'm excited to share that with you. But before I jump into any of the products, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just jump into the first products. So I always start with eyeshadows in this project and I'm currently working on 3. That's usually the case because I want max 3 in each category and eyeshadows is the one that I have most of. So usually I do always have 3 eyeshadows in this project. But the first eyeshadow comes from my Juvia's Place Deduce palette and I was working on the shade Mont Blanc. So this is where I was at the last update. I had already used it 4 times last month and I have used it an additional 6 times and this is where I am today. So you can see that I was able to pan on this after 10 uses. It wasn't too difficult, but this I actually got a little bit of hard pan throughout working on it, but it wasn't that hard to get rid of. So I still say that it was quite easy to hit pan on. Also this shade is more sheer, so I found that I had to build it up a bit more for my preference, and I think that's also why I hit pan in only 10 uses. So that is a shadow that is rolling out of this project, and I'm gonna roll something else in at the end of the video. The last 2 eyeshadows were both rolled in at the last update, and we're gonna start with one that comes from my Club Nebula palette by Kaleidos in collaboration with Annika Nyqvist. And I was working on the shade Astro, which is this shade right here. Like I said, it was rolled in at the last update, so I hadn't used it yet. But I have reached for it 3 times in the past month, and that is the shade Now. So you can definitely see that there is some disturbance in the pan, but I obviously don't have pan yet. I think it's definitely going to take probably at least, I think maybe like 5 more uses at least. I'm not sure how many times it will take, but I know that with Nebula down here it didn't take too long to hit pan, and I feel like the pans aren't very deep either, so hopefully it won't take too long to hit pan on this, and maybe I can roll it out by the next update. It is actually quite a wearable blue, so I do enjoy this eyeshadow, but I'm working on a lot of things, so I have to kind of decide what I wear on the day. So we're gonna have to see if I actually manage to roll this out by the next update, but I'm gonna try to focus in on it. Then the last eyeshadow that I'm currently working on in this project is the shade Sphere from the Anastasia Prism palette, and this is where the eyeshadow was at the last update. There was a little bit of like brush marks in there, but not much use at all. And since then I have used it 9 times, and this right here is where I am today. So you can see there that I do have a bit of a dip going, but I don't have pan yet. I think this is quite a powdery eyeshadow. I feel like Anastasia either have like a bit firmer mattes or they're really powdery. This is definitely one that's quite powdery, and also I know that like neon shades like this is quite difficult to formulate, so they usually are a bit more powdery. But yeah, I feel like I might be able to pan on this again next month. It's been a really easy shade to incorporate. I wasn't really sure how to wear it initially, but I'm actually wearing this today. So in my crease today I'm wearing like a matte brown. It's like a neutral, slightly cool tone brown, and then I just pair this on top of it, and it creates like almost like a grungy green matte, and I really enjoy that shade. So that's kind of how I've been using it, and it's also a way that I can get used of this on every day. I also used it as an in the corner once, and it was beautiful that way as well. It is bright enough that I feel like I can wear it as an in the corner highlight, so I do enjoy this shade, and I'm gonna try to hit pan on this by next month. And there you have those 2 eyeshadows that are staying in, swatched out on my hand. Next up we have my nemesis in this project. This is the product that has been in since the very start of the year. So it's been taking me almost a year to finish up, and that is my Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer in the shade 6, I believe. It's completely rubbed off, so I'm not sure. But this one I had in, like I said, from the start, and you can see all my progress lines. The last month I didn't make a progress line because it was like down here where you bend it, and I couldn't really track it. But hopefully you can see now that there is a lot of windows showing in this product, so it is getting lower. But the annoying part is it's still not done. I did reach for it an additional 27 times in the past month, which is pretty consistent with what I used before. I used it around like 25 to 30 at least each month, because I do use it every day as an eyeshadow primer, and it's still not done. It's frustrating me, but it's not done. It still comes out when I squeeze it, but I definitely feel like it's getting a bit more harder to squeeze out now, so it will 100% be done by next update. I'm gonna call that. I might be wrong, but because it feels like this is never ending, but I'm gonna call it, this is gonna be done by next update. Next up we have a foundation that I rolled in at the last update. This is my Luminary Blur foundation in the shade Zero Light Ivory. This is a foundation that's very light for me, but I do mix it with another foundation to make it work. I have used this 22 times in the past month, and as you can see now, this is kind of where I am now. So I didn't mark it at the last update because there was a massive air bubble in here, but I feel like the air bubble has now gone, at least mostly, and that is where I am now. I don't think I'm going to mark it because I think I'm going to finish this for next update. At least I really hope so, because there isn't too much left in here, and yeah, I just feel like since I've been using it quite a lot this past month, I should probably be able to use it at least 20 more times next month, and hopefully with 20 more uses this should be finished. Next up we have my What's Up highlighter by Benefit. This one I have had in for 3 months now, and as the last update I had used it 28 times. So that meant I had 22 times left to go, and I'm happy to report that I was actually able to use it 22 more times. I used it because it is a bit darker than my skin tone unless I fake tan. I use it a lot underneath my foundation just to give me a glow right in this area, but then I put my foundation on top just to kind of tone it down a bit and make it not like too dark for me. So that's how I used it towards the end, and you can see there that that is how much I've used of the product. I still have so much left of this. I kind of wish I would have worked this on a piece of paper just to see how much I've used, but that is how much I have left of this. I still think I have at least maybe 2/3 left, maybe 3/5, but I do have a lot of product left within here, so I need to focus in on it. And I know that even with 50 uses it doesn't go very quickly, because this was nowhere near brand new when I rolled it in. I had used this quite a bit already, so it definitely is a long haul product, and I think that this is definitely one that I might focus in on next summer when I have more of a tan again, because it does match me mainly in summer. Next up we have 2 blushes that I'm currently working on in this project. We have my Clinique blush in the shade Plum Pop. This one has been in, actually both of these have been in for 2 months now, and with both of them I have a goal of using them 20 times. I put a lower goal because I'm planning 2 other blushes in other projects, so 4 in total. So I just wanted to put a lower goal, not to overwhelm myself. And with this one, which is the Plum Pop blush, I had used it 5 times at the last update, and I have now used it an additional 6 times for a total of 11 times. So I have 9 more to go, and I might try to focus in on and hit that goal in next month, but I also know that I have about, I think it's 7 or something uses left in my California blush in my other project. I think it's my Deco Panning Project pan, so I want to focus in on that one as well because it is more of a summer shade. So with that I think it might be difficult hitting 9, so if I hit like 4 or 5, which is half, then I will be quite happy with that, so I can roll it out in 2 months time. But at least I'm getting use out of this blush, which is the main point, and I'm happy to be reaching for it. And then the second blush, which is my Rockateur blush by Benefit. I have again had this in for 2 months, and as a lot of that I had used this 3 times, but I have used it an additional 5 times in the past month. I'm actually wearing this blush today for a total of 8 uses, so I'm not as far with this one. So I think again I will try to aim for getting this out in 2 months time. It's a beautiful blush, and it's a beautiful kind of autumny blush. It's actually quite a nice blush all year round, but yeah, I don't know why I haven't reached for this more, because it is a nice neutral blush that will go with everything. But I think again it's just because I'm spreading myself quite thin with panning my blushes. Next up we have my lip products in this project, and I'm currently working on 2 of them. We're gonna start with this one, which is my lipstick from Chanel. This is one of the Rouge Coco Shines in the shade Boy. I absolutely love this lipstick. I hadn't used it for a little bit, but I was reminded how much I love this in this project. It's a beautiful kind of nude shade, as you can see, but it's a very sheer formula, so it just gives a little bit of color to your lips, but it's very much like a Your Lips But Better kind of shade, and it's also quite shiny, so it's nice and moisturizing. It goes with everything, and it was a good thing to throw on, especially when I was going out and I was wearing more of a kind of a bolder eye look, because this went with literally everything, and it just gave a little bit of like sheen to my lip and a slight bit of color, which didn't overpower any of the eye looks I did. So I really enjoyed this, and my goal with this product was to use it 50 times, and as of the last update I had used it 39 times, and I did reach for it an additional 11 times. So this is rolling out, and I did hit my goal on this one. And then when it comes to the lip gloss that I had in this project, this is the Maybelline Color Sensational Shine Gloss. This has been in now for 2 months, and as of the last update I had used it 8 times. Again, my goal with this is to use it 50 times, and this is actually rolling out, but not because I have hit my goal. I only use it 4 more times, but I decided that I do not really like this formula anymore. It is rather old as well in my collection, so I feel like it's time to let this one go. I feel like I'm gonna declutter. I have 3 of these in my collection. I'm gonna declutter all 3. I have purchased a few more glosses recently, and I feel like I want to use those more than these. And the formula of this is just very thin. It doesn't feel moisturizing. It doesn't last very long on the lip. I don't really like the taste of them either. So I just felt like I shouldn't force myself to use these up if I don't love them. So I'm going to declutter all 3 of these. And in total, I only used this 12 times. So I currently have 1052 products in my collection. So I'm going to go ahead and randomize, or like I have that many pans slash products for my whole collection per pan. So I'm gonna randomize, and you know my roll is no more than 3 products from each category. So if I roll 1 more eyeshadow, that's it. 1 more blush or cheek product, that would be it. But I think that is basically it. Maybe if I roll 1 more base product, because I have a foundation and a concealer as well. So any of those, that will be it for those categories. But otherwise I have kind of free reigns. But I'm guessing it's gonna be an eyeshadow first, but let's go ahead and see what I get. We get 1005, which actually might not be an eyeshadow. I think that might be a lip product, so let's see what that is. So 1005 is a liquid lipstick from Sephora, and this one is in the shade 29. I have no idea what shade that is, so we're just gonna have to see that after I roll all of the shades or all of the products. So let's roll out the second number, which is 249, and that's definitely going to be an eyeshadow. So 249 comes from my Juvia's Place The Try palette, and that is the shade Ashanti. Not sure what that is. I know it's on the bottom row, but I don't know what shade that is. So we're gonna have to see that as well, but that is going to be the second shade rolling in. So now when I have an eyeshadow, let's go ahead and change the minimum to where my eyeshadows end, because I can't roll any more eyeshadows in because I have 3 of them. So let's just change that quickly. So my first number is now going to be 796, which is where my eyeliner starts. So let's go ahead and randomize a new number, and that is going to be 857. Okay, so 857 comes from my Sleek Solstice palette, which is the highlighting palette, and it is the 4th shade. I believe that is the shade that I recently pan on in one of my products, so I think that's going to have to be a usage roll rather than a pan goal, but that is fine. But that also means that I have now 3 cheek products, so if I roll under cheek product, I will have to re-roll. But the very final number that I'm going to get is going to be number 957, which I think should be a lip product again. Yes, so 957 is one of my YSL lipsticks, and this is one of the Rouge Pure Couture's in the shade 13. So I'll go and get my 4 products, and I will be right back. So I'm back, and I have my products. I can't remember what rolled first, but I think it was my liquid lipstick. So let's just start with lip products and then move on to other things. So the first product that I rolled in is this liquid lipstick right here, which is from Sephora collection, and this is in the shade 29. It's not the most wearable shade, but it's actually quite a decent shade to roll in at this time of year, because it is more of a vampy kind of autumn winter shade. It's also quite a Halloween-y shade, at least to me. So this one is obviously quite a deep dark shade. It's like a tealy greeny blue, I would say. I have used it on my lips a couple of times, but also I like this as an eyeliner quite a lot. So I was thinking what kind of gold to put on this. I was thinking usually I put 50 or 30 uses for each lip product that I have, but I know that I won't be able to use this very often on my lips. So I was thinking maybe 15 uses. Is that fair? I don't like putting too low of goals, but this is such an out there color that I feel like that would be okay. Also, we don't have 10 months left of the year, so I want to be able to hit my goals before the end of the year. And it is a liquid lipstick, so I can't really apply it too often. So I think I want to put 15 uses on this product, and that will be the first one. The second lip product that I rolled in is this lipstick from YSL. This is one of the Rouge Pure Couture's in the shade 13. This one is it's a beautiful kind of orangey red. As you can see, I actually quite like this lipstick. I like these shades as well. I don't think it's the most traditional kind of autumny winter red. I like wearing these kind of blue toned reds in winter, but it's still nice, and I like this shade. It is quite creamy though, so it can move around quite a lot, but I don't mind that with this lipstick because it is absolutely stunning. So with this one, I think I'm gonna put the goal of 30, because it is a formula that I can reapply more often than, for example, the liquid lipstick. So 30 uses on this lipstick. So let's move on to the eyeshadow next. It comes from my The Try palette by Juvia's Place. Oh, okay, I haven't looked, but I looked now, and it's a beautiful shade. It's actually a shade that I've been really intrigued with this palette. I think I used it a handful of times, but not too many. And it is this shade down here, Ashanti, something like that. It's a beautiful kind of, I don't know, like brunchy kind of brownish green. It's a beautiful shade. I feel like that will be perfect for autumn, and I feel like actually it will pair quite nicely with the shade that I had in my crease today, Sphere, because I feel like I can put this in my crease and then blend it out with Sphere, and I think they will kind of create like a cohesive look. So I'm going to swatch this one out, and I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. It's there on my finger. And obviously with all eyeshadows my goal is to pan, unless I already have pan on them, but with this one it will be to pan. Then the final product I'm rolling in is from my Sleek Solstice palette, and the shade that I roll in is the 4th shade, which is this one down here, and it's the one that I was recently working on to pan on. So I already have pan on this, which means that I can't put a goal of hitting pan. So I think what I will do is put a usage goal of 30 on this, which is kind of what I usually do for my cheek products. I think it will be an easy highlighter to reach for, so yeah, 30 uses for this to hit my goal. And here you have all the swatches of everything I'm going to work on. Here we have the 3 eyeshadows. So this is Astro from the Club Nebula palette, we have Sphere from the Anastasia palette, and here's the new shade from the Try palette. So I feel like these two will pair really nicely. Plum Pop blush right here, we have Rocketeur. Then here we have that kind of dark greenish teal liquid lipstick from Sephora collection, and down here is the lipstick from YSL, and then lastly the highlighter from Sleek. So that is all of the products I'm going to work on, at least all the colored products. I don't really swatch out the concealer and the foundation because I don't feel like there's any point. But that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed it. I think next month is going to be a good update. I'm going to try to plan on at least 1 or 2 of the eyeshadows. I think I might be able to hit my goal on both of the base products, so the concealer and the foundation. So I'm hoping to have at least 4 products rolled out by next update. So we'll see how it goes, but that is it for today. I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.